What's up, guys? It's Ethan Adams here. Well, today is a big day for me. I'm racing my very first Criterium race, also known as a crit race. This crit race takes place in Taylorsville at the DLD. It's a 40-minute crit, and I'm in the B category. So the first lap is going to be a neutral start. This is something I've only done a couple times in mountain biking, so it's just kind of odd. But we're off. So for those of you who don't know what a crit is or a criterium race is you can see up in the upper left corner right there, there's a map, and basically we go around in circles for 40 minutes straight, and then they give us 3 laps to go, 2 laps to go, final lap, and then whoever wins wins. So yeah, we're going pretty steady right now. I'm not really knowing what to expect because this is my very first crit, but it's super fun already. I'm really liking it. I'm getting really good vibes from everyone else. I know it's going to be a fun race already. I also really like the course. It really gave me a good time to practice my cornering skills and line choice and navigating around people, so it was really an awesome first race. So the neutral start is just about over. I'm going to start climbing up towards the front of the group because that's where I want to be. I don't want to be clear in the back, just in case they launch an attack. I don't want to be left behind. So yeah, on with the video. Neutral lap is over. We're going to start picking up our pace, and there's that timer for you guys. But the first lap is starting to figure itself out. This guy to my left in the white bike with a black, pink, and blue jersey, him and another guy, actually that other guy is right up to our left here with the S-Works up here, the orange bike. Him and I and the other guy, I think it's Brian and Brandon, we end up taking most of the front for most of the time. I mean, there's a couple of attacks here and there, but it's not really anything worth noting, I would say. But anyways, I'm not really liking the pace so far, so I decided to slingshot around, and I think I don't launch my first attack here. I'm still trying to keep it smart, just because with these, I attack. I try and get in front of everyone, get up ahead, but the thing about crits, and this is something I definitely need to work on, is being smart, because you can be the strongest guy out there on the crit, but if you're the dumbest guy out there, you're gonna explode and you're not gonna play the race right. So anyways, here we are, and I lead out for quite a bit. I feel like I spent way too much time in the front trying to get people to attack and trying to string out the field a little bit. But it doesn't really work out too well, and I just end up, having the headwind blast in my face and slow me down. I'll show you guys what that means here just in a little bit. Those of you who aren't familiar with drafting. But anyways, the race goes on for the first 6 or 7 minutes, and nothing really worth noting takes place. I think we're just trying to work ourselves out, see where everyone belongs, who our stronger riders are, who's gonna drop, who's not feeling too hot today. So anyways, with that being said, I'm gonna fast forward just a little bit. 3 minutes and 40 seconds and into the race, and so far we've done 3 laps, coming in on our 4th lap. And so I ended up taking the outside line right here so that my homeboy who just passed me can take the inside and get in front of me, because I'm kind of sick of pulling everyone behind me. I was breaking a lot of wind, cutting that wind resistance down for everyone else behind me. So yeah, I was sick of it, so let them fly by me so I can catch that draft. But I'm still gonna stay up towards the front just in case there is another attack that ends up launching. Getting a pretty good draft on this guy, getting right behind him. He's just a tiny bit bigger, so he's breaking a lot more wind for me. And here I think is one of our first attacks. This guy tries to branch off and get in front, but I say no to that and sprint up ahead, hitting about 30 miles an hour, coming to this corner pretty hot, and I think we end up catching him pretty soon, I think by the end of the lap. So we get behind him after these couple of turns. Everyone else is behind me, following. We're kind of strung out a little bit, but everyone's following. We're not going to let this guy go. So yeah, we catch him within a lap. So not, good effort, but, not quite enough to get a good breakaway group. And then he doesn't want to pull anymore, so he just drops back behind after an attack. So I end up hopping behind I think this is the S-Works guy again. Yeah, it is. I don't think anything really big happens after this until like in another 2 or 3 laps. So yeah, I'm just chilling. I'm gonna fast forward this for you guys. Alright, we're at 7 minutes and 55 seconds, and a couple other riders caught up. I'm willing to step down for a little bit just so I'm not breaking as much wind. Just trying to stick in the pack. And you'll notice my heart rate has dropped significantly to 172 now. This is just really how beneficial that draft is. You'll see later my heart rate gets up to like 190 going the exact same speed. It's really important you draft, because going 27 miles an hour, breaking that wind, I think my heart rate gets up to like 190. So that's not a good place to be. If we can just draft off of someone and suck someone's wheel, I'm able to hold the same pace at only like 170 beats per minute. So that's what we do. This guy ends up attacking. I'm not going to let him go either. I'm feeling pretty strong this race. Hitting about 35 miles an hour. We end up railing this corner. And I end up coming around. And everyone's just kind of looking back and like not knowing what to do. So right here, I feel the need to go at it. So I sprint, hit about 35 miles an hour again. Coming in this corner tight. My heart rate has gone up significantly after my attack, and it's just a matter of trying to separate myself from these guys and establish a breakaway group. Anyways, I'm in front. There's a couple people dangling behind me. I think it's pretty strung out, and then we have a small little peloton behind them too. But as you can see here, holding about the same speed, my heart rate is much higher because I'm breaking all that wind. I'm having to work a lot harder to speed up and hold that speed. So this is why the draft is so critical, and why being smart when you're road bike racing is super critical. Like I said, you can be the strongest rider out there, but there's no way I could, just cruise at 190 the entire race. That would be really uncomfortable. Really not efficient. And so anyways, I'll speed it up for you guys because I don't think they catch me till another 2 laps. So anyways, I'm looking behind me, and they're pretty much on my tail. They've been on my tail for the last lap or so. We're 12 minutes and 35 seconds into the race, and here someone, I believe, launches an attack or gets in front of me. Yes, so we have one of the Bryans or Brandons, I forgot their names, but anyways, we have a pretty good group here rolling. I end up getting pushed to the outside, which is not a good place for me. I'm really trying to fight to get on the inside. That's just a smarter place to be. I don't know if I accidentally cut this guy off or not. I don't think I really did. Yeah, no, he sneaks in front of me. But I mean, it's kind of tough, like, weaseling around these guys. Like, it's hard fighting for positions, for me at least, because I'm just a bit smaller of a guy. We have these men out here that are, probably 180 pounds compared to this little 155 pound, no facial hair 19-year-old. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's hard fighting for positions with all these men, experienced riders too. This is my first crit. I have no idea what I'm doing here or if I'm racing correctly. So as you can see, I've dropped back into that draft, back at 170 beats per minute, going about the same speed. But yeah, we just chill here for the next little bit, and yeah, race is going pretty smooth. I'm still feeling really fresh on the legs. I'll just speed it up for you guys real quick. So anyways, I'm on the inside line right here, and no one's really wanting to break away. And so I take this inside line hot and fast, and I managed to start a breakaway right after this corner. So anyways, no one's really pulling their weight, so I take the inside line, and I'm going to try and start another breakaway group. No one's really wanting to break away from this group. Everyone's just kind of chilling, enjoying that draft, but I want to put as much distance on as many people as possible so I have a better chance of winning. So anyways, I get in front, just powering through, hoping that they don't catch me. I'm looking behind me, and there's like 3 riders behind me, and then the peloton's right behind them. So anyways, they all end up catching me pretty soon, but I end up leading this breakaway, or I end up leading the front for the next 4 laps. So I'm just breaking all this wind. I'm giving them free speed. I don't know why I'm doing this, but I don't know. I'm just trying to wear them out, but that's not really working, I guess. So anyways, I'll speed it up for you guys because nothing really happens in the next couple of laps besides I waste a lot of energy trying to break away, which I don't. So anyways, we speed up. Nothing huge happens. So anyways, a couple laps later, we're coming in. We're about halfway through the race, and they end up catching me. Which is totally fine. They've been behind me, but then they end up passing me right here. I'm gonna let them pull for me. I get right behind this guy. This is another one of the Bryans or Brandons. I totally forgot, but yeah. Anyways, I get right behind him because I do not want to wear myself out anymore. So This guy's a really strong guy. I think he came in second. I'm gonna speed this up one more time for you guys. So another lap goes by and we're just cruising. I somehow end up in the front again. You know, probably me just being stupid again. And anyways, on my left-hand side, I believe someone comes flying in right here and ends up passing me. And so anyways, they try to start and break away. I'm not gonna let that happen, of course. I need to suck onto his wheel and catch that draft. So I end up getting behind him, and there's nothing really worth noting for the next 2 or 3 laps. So I'm just gonna speed it up for you guys again. We got about 15 more minutes of the race left, and I'm just looking around and I'm like, man, like I do not want to be in a sprint with all these guys. These guys are big guys. I know they're all capable of putting out big watts. I need to play the endurance route, and I need to get way in front of them. So I sprint here, try and establish another breakaway, but yet again, cut forward. I end up getting caught, which is totally fine with me. I'm just gonna, you know, suck onto this guy's wheel and, you know, hold a draft. But I've been pulling a lot this race, so it has me really worried that I'm gonna end up losing a sprint if it does come down to it, because I've burnt a couple matches here already. So, anyways, I'm just sitting here and I'm like, this race is way too passive. You know, we need to go somewhere with this. So, I have no idea what the other guys are capable of. I have no idea how good of sprinters they are, but they all look like they'd out-sprint me. You know, all look like they can pound out a lot more watts than me. I'm just a small little kid. These guys are grown men that have been cycling for years and years and years. So anyways, a lot of people end up catching us. Oh no, and then there's a big attack from this guy on my left-hand side, and you know, I'm looking behind and everyone's just kind of expecting me to bridge up to this guy and carry them there, and I'm just like, well, I've already pulled enough. I can pull again. So I pull again. I think we end up catching this guy in another lap or two, but anyways, I'll fast forward to that. And alright, well, we're 28 minutes into the race. We end up catching the guy that broke off. He's pretty pooped. So anyways, I realized that everyone just burned a ton of matches trying to catch this guy, because I ended up trying to stick in the draft for a little bit. So everyone's kind of burned out from trying to catch this guy. So I'm looking ahead, I'm like, is this a good time to counterattack? You know, attack when everyone's weak, because I'm feeling pretty good. You know, I'm at about 180 beats per minute. This is, you know, normal heart rate I can hold for quite a bit. So I'm feeling pretty strong. And so anyways, on this straightaway right here, I'm like, well, now's the time. You know, we have another 10 minutes of the race left. Like, I know I can hold 190 beats per minute for 10 minutes. So anyways, we have 8 laps to go. And I just pound it, man. I just want to put as much distance on these people. Want to make sure that there's not a string of people behind me. Make sure no one's drafting off of me, and I just get way in front. And so, but yeah, here I go. Just gonna fast forward this for you guys because it's pretty uneventful. Because I just end up trying to distance myself as much as possible. And so we're coming up on 2 laps to go. I've been racing for 34 minutes and 27 seconds. And you know, I'm just not gonna let these guys catch me behind me. I really gotta get a rear facing camera for this stuff because it would show a bit better of a perspective. So anyways, 2 laps to go. They're closing in, probably 40 feet behind me, but I am not gonna let them catch up to me. This being a more, I guess it's kind of technical in the sense of there's a lot of turns, but I just know I have to start nailing all my corners and just pounding as many watts as I can on those straightaways. So I'm taking the inside lines here. I'm trying to not scrape my pedal on the ground. That happens quite a bit. You hear the bell, that means there's 1 lap left, you know, it's the final lap, and it's go time. I'm at 197 beats per minute. I am not gonna let these guys catch me. And so anyways, last lap, I keep looking back and, you know, they're not really gaining any distance on me. You know, they're not getting too much closer, so I'm just like, all right, well, I'm just gonna hold my pace and make sure they don't catch me. So we're coming into the last 2 corners, and I look behind me and I've got 40 to 50 feet on these guys. So I'm like, all right, well, the race is won at this point. You know, I have less than 15 seconds to cross the finish line. And so anyways, I chill out a little bit, slow down, look behind me, and there's no one behind me to catch me. So anyways, I end up taking the dub on my very first crit. I'm super stoked on this. I totally didn't expect to pull away with a win. I was just hoping to not get dropped and you know, have a good time. So super big accomplishment for me, this being my first crit. I'll have to race the A category next time as I race the B category this time. But super strong riders, super friendly too. Got to chat with most of them afterwards. But also when I got to chat with them afterwards, they were saying that there were some really strong riders that weren't able to make it today. So I don't know, maybe I got lucky this time for my very first race. So we'll have to see for next time. But anyways, I really appreciate you guys watching. You know, very fun first experience. So I'll talk to you guys later then. Peace out.
I'm sure more people tapping. That was pretty fun. Yeah. Dude, that was a good race. Good work. Oh, man. Whew. Oh, man. Those are fun.